Live, local, late breaking. WVTM 13 News at 4 starts now.
Things are pretty quiet here at home this morning, but we could be tracking a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico over the next couple of days.
A deadly shooting in Birmingham's East Lake community. What police are saying about a man and woman shot and killed.
It literally looks like a war scene.
The killers on the run in the city of Birmingham. 4 people dead, 17 injured. Witnesses describing the terrifying moments.
The lasting impact of violence in our communities. What area business owners say about recent shootings in the Magic City and how it's affecting them.
And all eyes on the Gulf this week as a storm is expected to grow. Our state could be in the path. Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. I'm Carla Wade, along with Scott Carpenter. Sarah's got the morning off, but we're going to start things off with Stephanie Walker. The weather looks like it's changing a little bit.
Yeah, so we're obviously going to be watching what's happening down into the Caribbean and then eventually in the Gulf of Mexico. Want to get you out the door, though, this morning. The weather here at home is very quiet. We've got numbers in the 60s and 70s. 7 a.m. at least in the metro, we'll go with low 70s and then all the way into the upper 80s. At midday it was a hot weekend. We were in the low and mid 90s. I expect that we'll be there again today. Humidity again continuing to increase and a few spotty showers could return to the area later on this afternoon and into early this evening. All right, this is an area, this is what we call Invest 97, basically a low pressure area down into the Caribbean. National Hurricane Center says it's likely going to develop into a depression, probably even a storm here in the next couple of days as it continues to push north, and you can see it moving into the east central or central Gulf of Mexico. Here's a look at some of the forecast models, and you can see how they kind of are really along the panhandle, really anywhere from Mobile all the way over toward Tampa. We'll really just have to kind of keep an eye on it. Models are guesstimating at this point since the actual system hasn't even developed yet. Once that does happen, we'll be able to get some better information and those model runs will be a little bit more accurate. We'll talk more about this and some of the possible impacts here in central Alabama coming up.
All right, we look forward to that. Thank you, Steph. It is now 4:02 and new late-breaking details this morning after continued bloodshed on the streets of Birmingham.
And this morning, police are investigating after a man and a woman were shot in the East Lake community. And they were called out to 81st Street South just after 9 o'clock Sunday night. Investigators say a man and a woman were found shot there. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say the woman has life-threatening injuries. At this time, no arrests have been made. And now we are just hours away from getting a new update from investigators after a deadly mass shooting in 5 Points South Saturday night.
Birmingham police are holding a news conference at 9:15 this morning. Now, the mass shooting happened just after 11 in the middle of the entertainment district, leaving 4 dead and 17 others hurt. Police say the intended target was among the dead, and investigators think it was a murder for hire. Now, those shot were taken to UAB's St. Vincent's, Brookwood, and Princeton hospitals.
And police are people are starting to put flowers outside of Hush Lounge in 5 Points as the community mourns the lives of those lost. Police released the names of 3 of the victims, Anitra Holloman, Taj Booker, and Carlos McCain. The 4th victim has not yet been identified. And this morning, we are continuing to learn what investigators think happened leading up to that mass shooting. Police say that a group of shooters jumped out of a car and then opened fire outside of the Hush Hookah and Cigar Lounge. The gunmen are still on the run, and all police say the killers fired 100 rounds of ammo. As of right now, no one is in custody.
Do not tell me this is not solvable. And at the same time, do not tell me this is only on the police to solve.
There is Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin. He's been very passionate about his stance on illegal guns. Police believe Glock switches were used during the tragic shooting, giving gunmen the ability to switch between a semi-automatic weapon or a fully automatic weapon. And that is why BPD launched Operation Flip the Switch, an effort to get those guns off the street. Mayor Woodfin calling for offenders to spend at least 10 years in federal prison.
We should not allow people to just ride around with any style type of weapon that doesn't even belong on domestic streets. It should not be allowable, period. I don't care what your politics are.
And that was Mayor Woodfin there, and State Representative Neil Rafferty, who represents part of the metro area, also responding to that mass shooting. He says, "My heart is crushed as I think of the victims, their families and friends whose lives have been cut short or forever changed by another senseless act." He went on to say that we must focus on gun violence prevention, common sense regulation, education, and ensure responsible, safe gun ownership. And the survivor of that shooting says he's thankful as he describes the chaotic and terrifying moments. Gabriel Islami says he was waiting in line to get into Hush Lounge when the gunfire erupted. He spoke to WVTM 13 from his hospital bed as he recovers from a gunshot wound while running away.
When the shots rang out, I ran, and within 2 seconds of me running, I couldn't feel my leg, and I just fall. And it didn't even dawn on me that I had gotten shot. My first thought was, I can't get shot again. So I picked myself up. I kind of turned back and looked back, and I almost wish I hadn't. There's just bodies on the sidewalk, shoes everywhere, accessories, wallets, phones, and then just a gunshot smoke.
Islami says his friend rushed him to the hospital where he learned from doctors that the bullets was just milliliters away from a major artery.
And business owners in 5 Points South are concerned about how this shooting will affect the area moving forward. Pintu Surma is the general manager of Bayleaf. He's owned the restaurant for 5 years. He says more than a dozen people called to cancel their reservations the night after the shooting. Surma says his community doesn't feel like home anymore.
It used to be very nice before, like 2-3 years back. It was beautiful. It's very nice. Business was very good, but right now, I would say hellhole.
Now he hopes they can find answers for this string of violence. He wants 5 Points South to thrive once again.
And we asked police if the shot spotter played a role in their investigation into Saturday night shooting, and they tell us that there are no shot spotters in that area. Still, city leaders tout that system as a crucial crime fighting tool, but some of the nation's largest cities question the technology's accuracy, or they're dropping the service altogether. For more on the value of Birmingham's gunfire tracking investment, just click on this story on our website. And again, Birmingham police are updating the community on that deadly 5 Point shooting that's happening this morning at 9:15.
Hoping to get more answers, and we will be there to get those details for you. We'll bring that to you on air and online. In the meantime, here's a QR code here. Police have set up an evidence portal where anyone can give information and stay anonymous. You can also call Crime Stoppers to keep up with the latest. Up to date here. Download our WVTM 13 app. That is where you can find a timeline of Saturday's shooting.